live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yes.
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
All right. Well, we've got a party today, James. It's just you and me, man.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a different attendance set for this show, but you know, people live their lives and do things outside of make cold calls live on the internet. So this is what happens from time to time. So I feel honored and privileged to be here with Dan the Warrior Bigelow. I mean, let's just take a moment to just recognize the presence of greatness. And we're going to have a great show. Jake's going to be able to come in and join us about halfway through, so we'll get a little bit of the Alba pause. But yeah, super honored and pumped to be here.
Love it. So part of the reason they're not here is they were scared to do what we're going to do today.
Got it.
And we're going to have a little competition to see how many dials I can make, how many conversations I can have, and then how many meetings I can set. And let's kind of can see what happens. So my internet's lagging slightly, James, so stand by. But any big announcements or anything you want to share, James, before we just start busting out these dials?
Yeah, look, I mean, I've for folks that may not be fully aware, is I'm typically on the backstage side of this production, and I get to watch what you guys have done since the beginning of the year, week over week. And I also work with SDRs every day. And what I've found, I've shared this content with them, and what I've found that SDRs have found really impactful are some of these talk tracks that you guys use, especially when it comes to getting the prospect to let their guard down. There's a lot of tension when you're making cold calls, and a lot of SDRs, especially newer SDRs, struggle with that tension. And you guys are so good at kind of quelling that tension and dispelling that tension that you actually created on purpose just so you can relieve it, which I think is great. But one of the things that I think, as folks are watching this today, if you are looking for something that you can take away and immediately kind of turn around and use, that's I've seen be useful in the field live, it's those lines about, hey, if we get 5 minutes into the call and we decide it's not a fit, we'll just go ahead and end it. Even just that line is so powerful to get somebody's guard to come down and feel better about the commitment they're making. So that's just one of the things that I've kind of been able to glean from these sessions and take to the folks that I work with on a day-to-day basis. But, tons of that kind of stuff here every time we do this. So I'm super excited for this competition and to see you crush this.
Let's do it. And, maybe we'll crash and burn, and we might have a couple cowabungas. So, James, you've coached a lot of people, and maybe as we go through this today, I love to have you kind of highlight some of the nuances you're noticing, because some of the up and coming prospectors or SDRs or BDRs, they don't understand these little nuances on why we're doing them and doing them on purpose and deliberately.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have not on the same level as, Ryan and Jake commentary, but I'll try and do my best. And then, once Jake gets here, that's when the party starts.
Let's do it. So, James, between you and me, let's give me a goal. How many conversations and how many appointments?
Realistically, I think, let's shoot for 5 and 3.
Okay.
5 and 3.
Goodbye.
Let's do it. So I'm just clicking in right here real quick.
The dials have started. And this is your time to shine. You can do all the Dan bagging that you want.
Let's do it. So we're going to call what Ryan calls phone ready leads today and go back to what we were doing before. And
thank you.
Let's see what happens.
The start button on your screen, your dial session will begin.
You guys have been.
All right, here we go.
Here it is.
We've been doing what?
You guys have been playing that game of activated or phone ready leads. So this is back to just the hitting the list.
For battery, this is Kylie.
Hi, Kylie. Jan's not floating around the office today, are they?
Jan?
Yeah.
Yeah, can I tell her who's calling?
Yeah, let her know Dan Bigelow's on the line.
Okay, just one sec. This is Jan.
Hey, Jan. Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. Not sure if that name sounds familiar.
No.
Sorry, I wasn't sure if it would. Jan, can I briefly explain kind of why I called, and then you let me know if it even makes sense to talk?
Okay.
So I'm a business owner here in Salt Lake. I do training and consulting, and we do a lot of work in your industry. And I just got your website up here, and I was looking up a couple details, and I just thought I'd reach out. And Jan, with business development, are you doing a majority of that yourself, or do you have a team that's out there running inside sales and running a territory?
I have a couple of salesmen.
Okay. That's what I was kind of guessing looking at your website. We'll kind of briefly, what we do, and then you can let me know if this is even worth talking about, is I work with a lot of companies that have smaller sales teams. When the business owners call me, they tell me things like, hey, we've got a good team. They're just not prospecting as much as we want them to. Or others tell me, hey, our team's doing okay, but we're starting to discount a lot. And then lastly, they're just looking to hire people. So let me stop there, Jan. You probably don't have any of those challenges, do you?
No, not really. And I did have some training. I don't know, probably last year sometime last year, and I think everything's doing fine right now.
Cool. Was it training with Sandler or just another company?
It was with another company.
Okay. Was it on sales or just communication?
A lot of it was on sales.
Okay. Well, Jen, I don't want to put a big square peg in a round hole. Let me ask you this: if typically a business owner is like, "Hey, sales are fine," usually what they're dealing with is things like retention, hiring the right people, dealing with some troubling employees. My guess is you don't have any challenges with that, do you?
I don't with employees, no.
Okay. Well, just curious, Jen, any challenges you're having with scaling the company or, trying to go to the next level?
No, I think, like I said, I think we're doing fine right now.
Cool.
Hiring people is kind of hard right now, but, we're okay.
Totally get it. Well, Jen, if anything changes, would you be open if I just sent you an email that just has a list of problems we solve?
That's
and then
fine, and I'll just keep it, and if we need anything like that, I can give you a call.
Awesome. You're the best. Thanks, Jen.
All right. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Next call. That's not a cowabunga. That's not a cowabunga at all. One of the things that I noticed and wanted to highlight was the number of questions that you asked. I counted at least 5+ questions that you were able to get off once the conversation was started. And so just that piece, game changer. If you can get them to answer your, even if it's all no's, like we just saw, all of her answers were not what we wanted them to be. But you at least now are moving on to this next call much more informed than you were. I mean, you know a lot more about this lady and her business and what she's all about than you did before you called her. So, you know, if this happened to be a prospect that, like Brian talks about, if you have a small TAM, if that was one of your big prospects, let's say, one of your 150 that you have for the year, you now know a lot more about what's going on and can start tailoring some of your marketing and outreach to that. So keep those questions rolling. That's a game changer.
And you bring up a good point, James. We want to make sure we don't scorch the earth and tick somebody off. If it's like I get 50 accounts and I got to keep them happy, well, let's see how far we can go without ticking somebody off. And let's go on to the next one. I'm just going to put a fast note here.
You also did something which I think a lot of people, again, especially early when you're cold calling, you let her go pretty easily. Once you found out that there was nothing really pressing for her, it wasn't, it wasn't something that you felt out of place doing. So I think fantastic. Next call. And I'll make sure we're streaming on all platforms here.
All right.
Ryan always has to do something special. But we'll keep this party going.
All right, here we go. This will be a unique one. We are calling a mortuary service.
You guys have the best total addressable market of all time.
Good afternoon, mortuary.
Hi, Jackie's not floating around over there today, is she?
I'm on the answering service. I get a message to her if you'd like.
Okay. Well, if she, I don't know if you can transfer me. If you can let her know that Dan Bigelow's on the line.
Okay, I can get a message to her. I can't transfer you directly to her. What is your phone number?
Yeah, let me give you my cell number. It is 801 201 BIGELOW. Thank you.
Okay, who are you with?
I'm with Sandler, SANDLER.
What is this regarding?
I can give her the full context, but it's regarding her kind of simplifying, expanding the business and partnerships.
Okay. All right. I'll get this message over there.
Awesome. Thanks, Jackie.
Bye.
So that's a good question, James. What do you say what's this regarding? We obviously want to tell the truth, but also if we share too much, we can get disqualified. But James, what have you seen in your world in tech companies when too much is shared and then they never engage in the conversation?
Yeah, that's a huge risk you run, right? The thing that I think I had to realize was that certain information is for certain people, right? So the good stuff, the juicy stuff, the stuff that's important is for the person you were trying to reach, not the gatekeeper. Now, because what happens is the gatekeepers are empowered and oftentimes are very well equipped to disqualify you and feel that that's part of their job. So yeah, I mean, I think definitely figuring out where that line is on how to describe what you are talking about in a way that's ambiguous enough to keep you from getting shut down and put into the sales trash bin, but also not lying, right? Being forthcoming about the overall topic. And I think you guys have that down to a science, that description
Absolutely.
of what you guys want to do.
Well, that's kind of the key behind anything that we do or don't do. We want to make sure that we're being ethical, we're telling the truth. But part of some of the magic is just maybe we don't need to tell everyone everything. And that could
It's strategic. You guys are understanding. It's really just about understanding the landscape of what you're doing. You're calling into strangers, and you need to manage those different types of people in different ways and give them different bits of info. So, yeah, it's never fun getting painted into a corner, or put into the corner by the gatekeeper.
Thanks for calling Everlasting Whites. This is Tyson.
Tyson, Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
Who?
Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. I don't know if that name sounds familiar.
No, it's not ringing a bell.
Oh, well, sorry about that. I wasn't sure if it would. Well, Tyson, can I briefly explain why I called, and then you let me know if it makes sense to talk?
Yeah, I have like 1 minute.
Perfect. I'll be brief. So I'm a business owner here in Salt Lake City. I own a training and consulting firm. And we work with a lot of companies here in the Salt Lake area in the areas of business development or scaling their company. I was looking you guys up, just pulling up your information here. Tyson, do you do most of the business development yourself, or do you have a team that's doing it for you?
You know what? I just signed a contract with a company out of Florida that's going to be doing all of our digital marketing, our website, e-commerce, stuff like that. So
that's why we called.
As far as
it's partly
is that what you do?
So we work kind of in conjunction with companies like that. So we work with the sales team or the owner on more of the skill side, where what to do with the leads that they generate, or how can we get more of the leads that were generated to turn into appointments, and then how can we get more of those appointments to turn into sales? But tell me a little bit. I'm looking at your information here. What's the core product you guys are selling right now?
So we're mainly selling teeth whitening gel to dentists.
Okay. And
to the dental industry.
And do you have an outside sales team that's going to go hit up the dentists, or are you going to do that by phone, or how do you do that?
You know what? So far, we're a small business. It's mainly been me and a few other workers, but the majority of business that I get is going to be through referral. We do trade shows. Obviously, we just signed on with a digital marketing company that we're hoping is going to help take us to the next level, get us national. But besides that, I mean, that's pretty much it.
Love it. Well, you're the exact kind of companies we work with. So I work with a lot of companies that are kind of early startup or smaller teams. And big picture, when we work with the owners, we're helping them. Okay, well, we've generated these leads. How can we get a higher percentage of them to raise their hand? And especially in the dental industry, a lot of dental offices, they're trained to not let people in. They're trained to not answer the phones. They're trained to not get the dentist on the phone.
They got the security guards up front.
Yeah. So we have quite a few clients that sell into that market. And so I know I've got you out of the blue here, but can I make a suggestion here, Tyson?
Please.
So, my suggestion is you and I carve out 10 minutes on the calendar. We pick a time that works for you. We kind of show you what we've done for other companies similar size as yours, how we've helped them scale and get more revenue.
Okay.
I've got a simple survey that actually lists all the challenges we solve. And so to make it really easy, you and I pick a time, you take a couple minutes, fill out the survey, and then when we meet, we can show you what we've done for other companies. If we get a couple minutes into the call, you don't see us as a resource, we'll just end the meeting early.
So what exactly, how would you guys fit into the picture?
So good question. So 2 ways. The 2 primary areas that I help the business owners are, one is scaling the company with the right plan, the right people, the right processes. And sometimes it has
Okay.
nothing to do with revenue generation. It's just, hey, let's get the right org set up. That might involve hiring the right players. It might involve, helping to interview some of the potential hires. The other side of it is some companies are like, look, we've got the right structure. We've got the right plan. We just can't get the cash register to ring with some early sales, especially in your kind of market where this relationship curve takes a long time with some dentists. So how do we speed that up so the dentists say, you know what, I like it. Let's move forward. So those are the two primary areas. But I think if you take a minute and fill out the survey, if nothing applies, we can even cancel the meeting.
Okay, so let me tell you kind of where I'm at. We just signed up with this company, and it's buku bucks. So it's more than we've ever spent at trying to kind of move the company to the next level. I think if we end up doing it, I'm open to a conversation with you, but if we end up doing it, it's probably not going to be immediately.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I think maybe that's our goal here is like, hey, is this even worth entertaining or having a conversation about? And then, if it's down the road, you've got some awareness of what on earth this is.
Yeah. So what is your company?
It's called Sandler, Sandler. And,
okay. And then how long have you guys done this?
So I've been doing this for about 10 years. Sandler's been around for about 50 years.
Okay. Do you mind? So I'm actually just right in the middle of a project.
Perfect. Can we pick 10 minutes next week or the week after, and then we need to move?
Yeah, you know what? I'm open to that, but I just want to give you that heads up. We're probably a year out. I mean, we just made a huge investment on this next step.
Perfect.
So,
I think too.
I'm open to talking to you and finding out and seeing if we can fit it in. And my ultimate goal is to 5x the company and see where that goes.
Totally. And that's what we do. And I get it where you're like, who's this guy that just cold called me and I'm just going to pay for this other marketing company. But a lot of times when I work with a business owner, they shell out a lot of cash on marketing. And then, they're 6 months into it and they're like, hey, we're not bringing in enough revenue to pay for everything. And so, we're, from an investment standpoint, we're not, it can be very simple, not very big of an investment, or it could be fairly extensive. But I think bottom line, if you fill out that survey, that alone is probably worth $50,000 to $100,000 of you just having clarity of here's the problems in your business to fix, and then you can fix them on your own, and I'll build you a cool little report, and we won't charge you for it.
Well, let's, I'm open to having the conversation. Can you email me the survey or send me information about your company too? Yeah,
I'll send it. And then are you free if we carved out 10, 15 minutes, maybe next Friday?
So I'm actually, so I started this company 10, 11 years ago, and I'm a firefighter here in West Valley.
Nice.
So I'm on shift next Friday.
Okay. What's a day
but
that
if you want to do like early next week, Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah. Let's say we did Monday at noon.
Yeah, that should work. I'll put that in and I'll let you know if there's any conflict.
Okay, perfect. And then I'm looking you up here. I got a Tyson at everlastingwhites.com.
Yeah, that one works.
Cool. Well, the firefighters are the coolest people. My mom's an ER nurse. She just retired, but her.
Oh, cool. Where at?
She was at Altaview ER.
Yeah. I mean, I live in Sandy, so I'm familiar with Altaview. I've been there a handful of times.
You might actually know my mom. Her name is Alice Bigelow.
Alice Bigelow.
She's a pretty tough lady. Drops F-bombs and doesn't take crap from anybody. Well,
she worked in the ER, man. That's what happens.
Well, great. Well, I'll send that invite. We'll plan on Monday at noon, and then before that day, are you okay taking a few minutes and filling out that survey before we meet? And that way,
yeah, send me over the survey. The more information you can get me in an email, the better. I'm actually at work tomorrow, and then the next day for 2 days, so I'll be there 2 days.
Cool.
And then I'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, again, appreciate your time, Tyson, and you stay away from those fires.
Yeah, we're trying. Okay, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, have a good one, Nick.
Thanks, you too.
See ya.
Yes! That's awesome!
Yes. That is awesome. If he ended up knowing your mother, that would have been the most Dan-bagged lead of all. Oh yeah, you go out. Yeah. So that was the saving grace, and also just a fantastic call. Well done. You're getting lots of love in the chat here. You got some fire emojis and some compliments all the way through.
Well,
so
I think part of it too is there's this funny balance because we can force a meeting and then we're like, but also if it's the right client, if it fits your ideal client profile, and they're exactly in your wheelhouse. And this guy actually, if he's shelling out a lot of money on marketing and he thinks that marketing is going to pay for everything, like he actually is going to
meet you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you think about ethical selling, it's unethical to sell something they don't need, but it's also unethical to not sell something they need. Like this guy's startup, he's trying to figure it all out. He's got this part-time gig. And if you've got the conviction and confidence that what you provide brings value, we have a marketing guy that we work with right now. He's increased his revenue 30%, and he's been with us for 6 months. And he's like a really, really smart guy. And some of these really small details he wasn't doing, and now it's having a massive impact on his business. And so keep that in the back of your mind of whatever you're selling. Like, does this stuff work, and does it bring real value to someone?
Yeah, and I think one thing you did really well on that call is you just listened to him. You listened to what he was telling you about where he was at with his business, and instead of plowing forward with this one agenda or one process or one flow, and you do this on every call, both you and Jake do this, but you listen well, and then you say, okay, well, based on that, here's how we can help, right? And I think that's how you guys are able to have some of the conversations that you guys have, because he was ready. And this is something that Ryan talks about a lot. I mean, he had categorized you in his mind as soon as that call started as marketing. I'm already paying for this. I don't need this. I just spent a ton of cash on this. I'm done with this. Let me get off the phone. But because you listened to what he said and were able to provide that clarity, that's such a big deal, because that's what prospects are trying to do when you call them. They're trying to put you into the bucket. Is this a piece of software? Are they selling a service? Are they selling something I already have? Are they selling something I just spent a bunch of money on? And quickly, as quickly as they can put you into that bucket is as quickly as they can get you off the phone, because they have that objection ready. So just by being an active listener like you were able to come back and say things to him that, okay, well, yeah, we're complementary to what you're doing. That's why I'm calling. We work with people who just spent a ton of money on marketing, and in 6 months find out that that's not going to pay for all the, and so that was just a really great example of just the back and forth. And it was a conversation. It was a mutual agreement. You didn't strong arm him into taking the meeting. No, he was clear with you about where he was at. You were clear with him about how you guys can help and kind of the range and scope of things that you can do. So that's a solid meeting all the way through. And whether he, is ready to work tomorrow with you guys or in 6 months, that's a really good start to a strong relationship with a guy who's in your market. So Well done all the way around.
And if we look at all this, we say sales is connecting the dots. Sometimes prospects, when I hang up on us, they don't really connect to what we do. They're like, I don't know, it's a sales guy.
Yeah.
If we connect the dots on what the heck we do, and then we connect the dots on problems we solve, and even further, if they connect the dots that they have those problems, and so that little survey, if this guy does that survey, he literally will have light bulb like, yep, I have that problem. Oh man, I have that problem. You know what? Maybe I'm glad we booked this meeting. And then the good news is if he says I have none of these problems, then we can disqualify. But if he's in startup mode, I know that he can be an ideal client profile because one, he's an owner. He can write the check, and I don't
What
have
you
to
guys
worry about.
need.
He doesn't need to need revenue. Like he needs
Yeah.
sales. So let's do the next one.
So are you keeping tally of these calls? Because I'm not.
3 dials.
Two conversations.
Well, do we count a conversation to a gatekeeper?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 real conversations and then 1 meeting set. So you're running at a really good pace here.
Cool. All right. Well, let's call this next one. Let's learn what they do. And I have no idea what Wasatch View is.
Ice cream shop. Oh my gosh. He's here, everybody. Whoa.
Thank you, Fair, Dr. Miller.
Hey, Dr. Miller. Jeff's not floating around over there today, is he?
Who?
Jeff Miller.
That's me. What?
Sorry, I'll keep this brief, Jeff.
Okay.
I'm a business owner here in Salt Lake. I just looked you guys up.
Okay.
I'm a training and consulting firm. We do a lot of work in your industry. Companies looking to hire the right talent, or companies looking to grow revenue. And I'm just looking you guys up. Do you do most of the business development yourself, Jeff, or do you have a team that does it for you?
Do most of it myself. I'm not interested at the current moment.
Okay. Can I ask you one last question, Jeff?
Sure.
We specialize in helping, companies similar to yours where the owner is doing a lot of the business development, set more appointments, shorten the sales cycle. Any of that worth a conversation? Let's go ahead and say not now. All right.
It is. Hey.
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
So we
Jake's
had a
in the
mix
house.
there. So notice how he's like, no, this is Jeff. When he first answered, my brain didn't hear Jeff. I heard a different name. So I'm going to be an excuse maker and blame it on Jake.
Yeah, it was Jake's fault because when that handsome face comes into view, it's like, whoa, But my question to you, Dan, is how early on did you know that was going to be a hiccup? I mean, that his tonality right away, that call just got off to a non-Dan bagged lead start because he was not feeling it.
My fault that happened because he's like, no, this is Jeff. So he's like, bro, I just told you my name and you didn't know that was me. So like the emotional bank account was so like low already, and that little fatal error, he's like, I'm out. Sales guy, he can't listen.
What's that term? That term, confirmation bias, when you're just looking for a reason to confirm what you believe is the truth. Who's calling me? I don't want to talk to this person. Who is this? I don't know this person. Oh, Annie doesn't know my name? Got it. Peace. I'm done with this fool. So,
exactly. So
it is what it is. You'll call him back. See, this is the thing. The best part about it is, hey, call him back and he won't remember it. Zach has a good point. I think maybe he said we may have to go back and look at the tape because, maybe he didn't say his name quite as directly as you thought. So either way, on to the next one. And we've got Jake Alba in the house, who is off doing some real work.
I'm still pulling up the calling thing.
You're probably just organizing some stuff, aren't you?
Yeah.
I got the next one. I'm going to get everything.
I think Zach's right. Maybe he said Dr. Miller. That's why my brain didn't compute.
Yeah, I think maybe you're being a little harder.
I did hear a little bit of chaos when Jake was joining, but I'm making excuses, putting it on someone else versus taking ownership, putting it on myself.
Well, that's what makes you the warrior, right?
Oh, man. Kind of nervous with Jake being here now.
That's a different vibe. It's pressure. Oh, hold on.
Oh, man. Now we made James uncomfortable. Well, this next one's a roping supplier. That's our ideal client.
Oh yeah. Are we doing the PRL campaign this time?
I am.
Frontier Trailer.
Frontier Trailer. Hey, Glenn's not floating around the office today, is he?
He is, yeah.
Cool. Can you let him know Dan Bigelow's on the line?
Sorry, say that again?
Can you let him know Dan Bigelow's on the line?
Yes, 1 second, sir.
This is classical. I went to go try and find a tie.
Dude, this music.
Ooh. I'll rip this music for the highlight reel and just use that.
Oh yeah. Dude, it's an honor to have you, James.
Yeah, this is fun. Dan asked me last minute. So I said,
I'm glad he did.
turn on the cam.
Yep.
Hi, this is Glenn.
Hey, Glenn. Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. Not sure if that name. Not sure if that name sounds familiar, Glenn.
Tell me one more time. I caught Dan Bigelow, but I didn't catch the name of your company.
Sorry, my phone's being kind of weird. Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. We're a sales training and consulting firm.
Oh. No, I apologize. It doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I'll keep this brief. I'm a business owner up here in Midvale, and I'm looking at your website right now. I work with a lot of business owners similar to your company. They sell things like, trailers, supplies, roping, and do you guys have just one location, or do you guys have quite a few locations?
Just one. Yeah,
Okay.
just one.
Right there in Spanish Fork. Do you, I guess for business development, do you go do most of the business development yourself, or do you have a team that's kind of out there growing sales?
Our online stuff, we use we have a marketing company that we deal with.
Okay, so they're kind of getting the word out, and then people are just coming to the store, and that's typically where most business is coming from.
Yeah, we do a lot of advertising, local advertising. We're obviously very small niche, right? Like roping supplies. So it's, we do a ton of advertising through the junior rodeo organizations, and I've been here 30 years. So
nice. And
yeah.
Well, the companies we work with that are similar to yours, when they reach out to us, they call me and they tell me things like, Dan, we've got a great product, a great company. We just can't find the right A players to staff at our company. Others tell me, hey, we've got a good team. They just don't have the skill sets to lead, manage, or hold others accountable. And then lastly, someone tell me, hey, everything's fairly dialed in. We just don't have the customer service skills or the communication skills to interact with these people that marketing's driving to come in the store. Let me stop there. Glenn, you probably don't have any of those problems, do you?
Well, I probably do, but probably haven't identified them. But no, I don't. But like I said, we're so small. We're such a small company that I do 99.9% of all the, like on the the trailers. Like I've been doing it 30 years, and I probably deal with 99.9% of all the customers. Nice.
So you're kind of handling all the trailer sales, and then are you also doing like the smaller like inventory sales, like things like ropes and?
No, we have two. Anyway, no, I don't spend much time in the rope store.
Okay.
My time is pretty much dedicated to the trailer sales.
Nice. And I guess maybe the other question for you, Glenn, is obviously this world. You've done it for a long time. You've been around the track. With the economy and supply chains, are you finding yourself having to discount, or maybe not getting the inventory when you need it, or people kind of shopping you more because everything's online?
You're referring mainly to trailers or ropes and stuff?
Mainly to the trailer side, like these bigger sales.
No, I mean, it's hard to get. We're on an allotment system, but no, our margins are still good, and we're kind of, both of we only deal with two manufacturers. They both implement an allotment system that we're kind of took a while to work through it, but we're kind of through it now to where it's not great. Obviously, we don't have any inventory, but we're kind of at least getting the inventory on a monthly basis to kind of keep up, I guess.
Okay. Well,
Challenge.
maybe here's a way to look at it. So, I mean, we've done quite a work with people similar to you where it's like, hey, things are going pretty well, but there are some things we could maybe dial in. One suggestion would be, if you're open to it, you and I carve out 10 minutes. We show you what we've done for other companies kind of like yours, how we've helped them drive more revenue or help their teams kind of level up their skill set. I've got a little survey we've mapped out, has different challenges that we help fix with your type of industry. So I don't know if it'd be worth risking 10 minutes. I email you this. You can select if anything's even relevant. If it's not, we'll cancel the meeting. If it is, we can meet for 10 minutes. We can kind of show you what we've done for other companies.
What's the? I mean, are you a service oriented kind of product? What's your angles, I guess?
Yeah, kind of three. So because we consult with the business owner, a big majority of what we do is like training and consulting in the areas of communication. But specifically, the three verticals we work with is how do we get the business owner to work, less? They're working on the business, they're in the business, but how do we make the company scalable where the business owner doesn't have to do everything? That's one area we help. Some business owners, they like doing it all. They don't want to give it up. Others, it's more of what's the plan for the next 30 years? Who are they going to hire and replace existing leaders? Are they getting the tools and resources? And then lastly, some of the business owners, they're doing well. They just want to expand. Maybe it's other markets, other products, but they need a system to do that. So the big area that we help in is a lot of it is training, consulting, and people, processes, planning. Or it's on a smaller level. It's in the areas of business development, those types of things.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The way we're structured, at this point in time, I don't think we'd be interested.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Glenn. Glenn, would it be okay if I still sent you that survey, and then if you change your mind, you can send me an email back and say.
No, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll send it to. I think I'm looking you up here. Is it Glenn at ropingsupply.com?
Yep, that's me.
Love it. Well, Glenn, your website's making me want to go buy a couple of horses and a couple of horse trailers.
Don't do it. It's a horrible time.
And all this cattle roping bulls and roping them in the arena. Like, do you do much of that yourself, or do you mostly defer that to other people?
No, we do it a lot. Yeah, like I have a herd of cows. We're very involved for sure. Yeah, very involved every day.
You're living your best life, Glenn. You're doing the hobby yourself, absolutely. And then you're out there helping others do it.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good fit. It really is.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for your time, Glenn. I'll send you this email. If you change your mind based on what I send you, just send me an email back and say, Dan, let's chat for 10 minutes.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thanks, Glenn.
Solid.
You crushed it. All right, I'm geared up. I'm ready. You want me to make a call, guys?
Fire away, and
we've been waiting.
Guys, we have to spend a couple of minutes. I got this box in the mail from Headset Advisor, and I've been like a little kid at Christmas. I've been wanting to open it, but I didn't. It's still sealed, but we have to do it live today.
Do an unboxing, a live unboxing? Yep. Yeah, let's get after it.
It's similar. Did you guys ever see those live dark web unboxes?
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Zach's ready to go half on a cow. If anybody wants to. So,
dude, let's call that guy again and tell him we're in. We got someone that's going to go in half season cows.
So, and also, maybe we could do better on our list. Ryan's not here, so I don't have to admit it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, just to play the part of Ryan for a little bit, I do have to make a comment on your just vast total addressable market and just amazing ability to, I mean, you guys work with everybody, and it's an amazing thing. One thing that I think you do really well, both of you, is pulling up somebody's website for a minute, and then as you're talking to them, making it seem like you've been doing your research for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Are there any tips or tricks that you guys have as you're looking at somebody's website that help you come across that way, right? Because we all know you're not, obviously. You're dialing, right? I mean, but there is a level of research that you guys are doing. I think you guys are doing it just in a much more streamlined way. And I don't think it's something we've talked about. So I'd love to get your tips and tricks on that.
Well, Jake, fire away on your next dial, but
Yeah.
there's two extremes. One is like researching for an hour and you dial and no one answers. And the other extreme is where I feel better about is not looking up, just dialing. I'll figure out what they do while I'm on the phone. But it's a little dangerous if they're like, do you even know what I do? And they want to get ticked off. But
we've seen that happen a couple of times here.
Yeah. And the ones I'm calling right now, I can't see their website. I'm just Googling real fast.
This is Gary.
Hey, Gary, Jake Alba. Hey, Jake Alba with Sandler Training. Not sure if that name rings a bell.
With who?
It's Sandler Training.
Yes.
Okay.
How can I help you?
So that does sound familiar?
No.
Oh, you got me there. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought you said you did recognize that. That's my bad. I guess, would it be okay if I briefly explained why on earth I'm reaching out to you, Gary, and then you can let me know if it makes sense for us to have a conversation?
I'm a bit of a indiscretion at the moment, so we'll have to chat about it another time. Is it
I mean, I can be
management system, or what do you got?
I can be very brief, or if you're in the middle of something, I could always call you back, whatever's best for you.
Bottom line me real quick, and I'll tell you yes or no.
Okay, so we actually work with a lot of different business owners in the similar line of work that you do with the auto stuff, and we've been kind of seeing.
And that's
Sorry, go ahead.
That's where we'll probably just go ahead and part ways. I'm actually closing down Draper Auto at the moment.
Oh, you are? Okay.
That's other things going on, but yeah, thanks for reaching out.
All right. What other businesses, I guess, do you have? Or is that the only
Nothing
one?
at the moment.
Nothing? Okay. Yeah, no worries. I wish you luck on your future endeavors.
Thanks.
Hey, take care.
Cowabunga, baby.
That's a cowabunga more for him than you, Jake. Like, just, sorry about all that.
Yeah. That was an interesting one, right?
What other businesses do you have? Well, none right now, Sorry, I'm not a serial entrepreneur, Jake.
Yeah, my bad.
I had enough trouble keeping one open.
Yeah. All right, on to the next one.
Things got dark.
Right?
But it's on to the next call. He was nice enough about it.
True.
Hey, Paul, Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training. Sandler, I don't know if that name sounds familiar.
I didn't catch the last part. Sandler what?
Sandler Training.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't sound familiar.
Okay, we're in Midville, right on the edge of Sandy. I'm the business owner here. Paul, can I briefly explain why I called, and then you let me know if it makes sense to talk?
Yeah, sure. What are you selling or what?
Good question. So our company is a training and consulting firm. We work with business owners in the areas of scaling their company, helping them drive revenue, helping them hire the right people. And I'm just looking at your website here. We've had a lot of success with companies similar to yours. And I was just curious, Paul, are you doing most of the business development yourself, or are you having a team that does it?
No, I've got a couple of people that help with that, but I'm all set with stuff. So
sure.
I'm not looking to outsource anything like that right now.
Can I ask you one last question, Paul?
Sure, you bet.
I put together a simple survey, outlines different challenges business owners have, and I get it, getting a random phone call and someone trying to tell you about something. But if you're open to it, I'd love to send you a survey that outlines all the problems we help solve. You can check it out on your email. If after looking at it, you think, you know what, maybe we do have some of these, but I think that survey alone would bring you significant value, maybe $50,000, $100,000 in value you don't pay us. And I guess the goal behind that would be if there is a challenge or a problem, then you can email me back and say, hey, Dan, let's talk for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think I'll pass though, Dan. I sure appreciate it though.
Awesome. Appreciate your time, Paul. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll see you.
Cowabunga, baby.
Well,
Yeah, you better get that. Jake, you better get that next call off before Dan pops
I
one
know.
off. You know?
He snuck right in. What's everyone's time frame? Does anyone need a dip right at the end, or will we have a few minutes to open this box up?
Yeah, we'll have some time to land the plane and, as Ryan would say, and do some unboxing action.
Cool. I'm dialing the next one. Here we go before Dan steals it.
Yep.
Mountain West.
Hey, I was trying to connect with Brad.
You know, Brad is gone. You want me to try and connect you to his cell phone?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me find the number here. All right, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hello, it's Brad.
Hey, Brad, this is Jake.
Yeah.
Jake Alba. Not sure if that name rings a bell.
No.
Okay. No.
That's I won't. Don't hold that against me.
No, I won't.
Do for you.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure if my name would. I'm with Sandler Training. Does that help jog any memories there, or is that a miss as well?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Hey, not a problem. I guess maybe what I'll do is I'll briefly explain kind of why I'm reaching out, Brad, and then you can let me know if it's even worth us having a conversation, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'm just walking an appointment right now. Is this and I'm retired, semi-retired, so I'm not a decision maker. Right now.
Oh,
That's what it's pertaining
okay.
to.
Yeah, so it would be in regards to the Taylor Freeze Co. Is that still something you work with, or is that, I guess, does someone else handle that?
Well, I help them out. I'm a consultant, but you have to call the office number and ask for Michael.
Okay. Is Michael the CEO then?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's Michael's last name?
Cosentino.
Okay. I will give Michael a call and go from there.
He's out of town today. He's working up in Idaho, but he'll probably be around tomorrow.
Okay. Give him a call tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Okay. See you later.
All right. Like Al said, don't hold that against me. The polite comment of the day.
Yeah, he was, that's the magic of that. That's the magic of asking that question. It's you get people like that genuinely feel bad for not knowing who Jake Alba is. In some part of their soul, You know, like, should I know who Jake Alba is? Wow, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are. Because who has the audacity to call somebody that they don't know and ask if they know him?
Exactly.
This guy does.
And we're gonna have Jake unbox this thing, but there's a few nuances Jake did. He's pacing and leading where he's not going so over the top on his pause that they're like, bro, for the last time, who are you? He's pacing and leading with them. He's keeping them, he's letting them merge on the freeway, where he's merging on the freeway with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, well, now can I have your permission to tell you why I called? And this guy is like, I am walking in a meeting. Okay, so, should I be brief and explain it to you now, or should I, call you back? And like, you can tell me now, and like the call before this one. And so that's the magic, is we're trying to get somebody that's on a wavelength. They're already annoyed if a salesperson calls them, but if we can avoid triggering a pattern and merge them onto the freeway into a joint conversation. And that's the magic behind all this, is our goal is just to get to a conversation. If it's a conversation, then we can just be real with them. So awesome execution there, Jake.
Yeah, really well done. I think one of the things, we see this every time you guys do this, but today, another good example of it is the varied outcomes, right? I mean, not every call meeting for good reason, right? Some of the people we talked to today weren't you should be meeting with, right? But what you got out of it was more information at the very least. Hey, now I know more about this company and where they're at. Or on that last call, now I know the right person to call. And I can say that I talked to that guy and he said that you were the guy. So that's a meeting pretty much, right? So
Exactly.
it's and that's the reality for everybody that watches this and enjoys this. I think that's why they love it. It's because it's not edited out or anything like that. When you guys are making the live calls, it's all the real life outcomes. And what's cool is that every time, no matter what, you end the session with more information about the people you've called than you had before you started it. At the very least, you can guarantee yourself that you're going to come away with more knowledge about, in your case, a very vast total addressable market. Which has to be valuable as you guys go out there. So yeah, another good session today. Without Ryan, I think we did a decent job of carrying the flag here, maybe with a little less passion. I mean, this may be a little bit more of a low-key, lo-fi, chill session, but we'll have Ryan back next week.
Well, let's bring some passion and have Jake open up this box. So I'm like a kid, just kind of excited.
Come on. Be careful with whatever scissors you use to open it. We wouldn't want to see any injuries live on the internet.
Here we go.
Yep,
I've been really excited about this, you guys.
So Jake,
Headset Advisor.
Who sent you a package and why on earth did they send you a package?
So a Headset Advisor sent me a package, and I think it all came from when Ryan Hulk smashed his, and then we kind of posted that online, which was pretty awesome. Okay, check it out. They did a very nice job packaging everything with the.
We're gonna get Jake. Yeah, let's get Jake on the big screen.
This is like what a little kid like on YouTube, like the people unboxing toys.
Yes.
I had to.
Pop it. Nice. This is good. This might be just all that we do.
I got a personalized note from Headset Advisors. It says, "Hey Jake, we're fully out of stock of any extra wigs." Yeah, they're making fun of the haircut. But I thought this headset will have to do for now to up your audio game and close even more deals. Hope you like it. And then it said, "Yalla."
Hey.
Speaking of Yalla, there's a buy one, get one free at Headset Advisors. If you use the code Yalla, you can get a BOGO. And here is what they sent me, you guys.
Ooh.
UC.
That is streamlined. And, they knew that they shouldn't send you one that's over the head because you can't mess the hair up. That is going to, real good profile. Streamlined.
Thank you, Headset Advisors. I'm really stoked.
Yeah, and I'm also kind of jealous a little bit, to be a little bit honest. So, no, this is the perks of being an online live cold calling celebrity.
And I don't
That's a
even
really
feel
nice
like
headset. Shout out to Headset Advisor.
So you
I
can
tell
be
my
a-
wife that I'm an influencer now, and now here's the proof. I can prove it.
I mean,
can be
you're getting boxes sent to your house. There's highlight reels out there with, you've got both of you have nicknames in quotations now. I mean, this is the life.
This is
We're
awesome.
moving one up. So we got another unveiling for Jake. James, you and me worked on an image, and I'll get some lessons learned from everyone. But if you could share the image that you edited.
Which one? Are we talking about Jake's high school days that we showed last week? Or are we talking about the...
It's the new one that's a really cool, and you made it. And it's
Oh, yeah.
We'll take a second before we show that. That'll be kind of our crowning event of today's shows. But everyone type in the chat your lesson learned, what you got from today's prospecting session. Could be a behavior you noticed, maybe a mindset or a technique. And I want to highlight a couple, and then we're going to have Jake highlight a couple lessons learned from today.
Cool.
One of the highlights is just when you get an objection, if you start butting heads with the prospect, like, oh, well, are you sure you have the best solution? Because we have a better solution. It's not going to land so well. But if you say that's why we called, hey, we've got a marketing company. They handle all that. That's why we called. So we're meeting the objection where it's at. We're yes-anding it. And a lot of this, back in the day, I sold door to door. And if you butted heads with someone, there's no way they're gonna battle you. They're gonna buy, and so instead of being on opposite sides of the table, let's get on the same side of the table. Let's help people merge on the freeway. And so I think that's one highlight we saw today. The second highlight, that's what we call that's L's takeaway. Second highlight is some of these, let's push it as far as we can without bugging someone and say, okay, well, can I call you later and tell you this? Okay, so let's say it's a no for now. Can I send you this survey? So great insight, Al. We're going to have James share an image, and before he does, I want to let those know watching, you can go be a gamer and go play Xbox all day, or you can go do what Jake's doing right now and become something else. James, go ahead and share our surprise for Jake.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got this. Can you guys see this? Or is it just...
There we go.
It's amazing.
There it is. Cold calling with Sandler training. Dan sent me this. This is pretty much Ryan.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
and then
amazing.
in my mind, I imagine this to be, take your pick, right? This could be Dan. This could be Jake. Everybody's here. We've got the mature rating, but it's for PRLs. And this is the kind of fun that you can have with cold calling. And, I think it's also a good example of the kind of fun that we have here every week.
That's
with
amazing.
You guys doing this kind of stuff, making cold calling fun and not something that you have to hate doing. And, if you do it live, like Jake Alba does, then you get free swag sent to you by Headset Advisor. Headset Advisor, shout out to them for always being staples in the sales community, making sure everybody sounds great on their calls. Today was another. Oh, hey, look there.
Yep.
We have Drew here himself.
You
Yeah,
missed the unboxing. It was like a YouTube video opening up some like vintage toy collection.
It's amazing. I love it.
Made it just in time to see fruits of your labor. And you know what? I think Drew has always come through on these live sessions, making sure that everybody involved is equipped properly. Hey, I think you guys did a great job today. I think there are always things that I take away from this session, but thing that I'm walking away with is looking at what you guys are doing and the active listening that's taking place. I think that's we talk a lot about what to say, when to say it, how to say it, but listening is a huge part of it as well. And you guys do a really good job of that. Responding, pivoting, and I think that is why, even when it's a no, a lot of the times people are hanging up the phone and they're going to be okay if you reach out to them or send them an email or have some sort of future interaction. You're not burning it. Not that you couldn't afford to, because you have the largest total addressable market in the whole world, but you guys are setting an example for folks that maybe, like we were talking about earlier, Dan, have a smaller TAM, or you want to leave a good impression anytime you call anybody, and you guys are helping us do that. So much appreciated. Another great session.
Awesome. Well, thanks, James, for being here. Thanks, Jake. And if there is one, we'll have James play a kind of a video to bring it home. And if there's not one, that's okay too. But keep in the back of your mind, your ability to be aware of someone's okayness or not okayness will determine whether or not you can book a meeting with them. And even more will determine whether or not, if you're meeting with them, that they'll buy from you. So you can be a part of your own plan or be a part of someone else's. And why not actually map all this stuff out and get really good at it? So I'm Dan Bigelow. This is Sandler Training.
Boom. We'll go out with a video here and see everybody next week.
I don't know.
I guess maybe what would be best is I take a step back and briefly explain why on earth I'm reaching out, and then you can decide whether or not it's worth us having a conversation.
Yes. Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
What company did you say you were with?
With Sandler Training. Let's say we did 8:30 Mountain. Would that work?
That probably work.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yep, thank you. We'll see ya.
All right. See you.
Yes. That's awesome.
We won't let you down.
I'm gonna see a lot of this in the replay.